complete the mission. You're the only one left.
What is up, YouTube? I am Reckless, and today I am bringing you a brand new video. I'm playing Advanced Warfare on the map Instinct, playing a little bit of Team Deathmatch. I get off to a pretty rough start, and I do something that I think more people should do. I take a step back, and you'll see me do this. I take a step back, I just kind of walk around for a second, and change the way I play, and I feel like more people should honestly do this, rather than rage quitting, because you kill your win-loss ratio when you do that, and it's a really bad habit, so maybe try and do what I do here, because you can always turn the game around. But anyway, like I said, I do wind up doing a lot better near the end, so I hope you all do enjoy this gameplay. Before I get into the commentary, I do have one question for you guys. You'll see why it's relevant here in a little bit. I was looking at my external hard drive that I have all of my gameplays saved up on, and I noticed that I do have quite a bit of Black Ops 2 still saved up. I was curious to see if any of you still wanted to watch that game, if I did any commentaries over that gameplay. It is still pretty popular in terms of people playing it, so I don't want all those gameplays to go to waste, so I thought I would ask if you still wanted to see any Black Ops 2. I also have a lot of Ghosts saved up, but I think I might just wind up deleting that. Actually, if I did anything with that Ghosts footage, I think I would make kind of a montage of all of my really good clips that I'd never used before. That's something that would be time consuming to try and find all those clips, because there's a lot. I have probably 300 gigs saved up of Ghosts footage, so it'd be kind of a long time to go through all of that, but I think it might make a good video, so let me know if you're interested in seeing that. Sorry, that wound up being a lot longer of a question than I thought it was going to be, so let's just get into today's topic. What I wanted to talk about today is why Call of Duty should not be made annually, and why they should wait more than 1 year, in fact, maybe even 4 or 5 years minimum, to make a Call of Duty game. The way I see it, there are a lot of problems that arise from games that do an annual release, and Call of Duty isn't the only game that suffers from this. Assassin's Creed, Madden, I mean, take your pick. There are just a lot of games with annual releases that suffer from a lack of innovation, buggy releases, exploits, all of these problems that you can have whenever things aren't tested properly and people don't really know what to do with the game because they're just trying to force a new one out and they don't really care about the end product. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Call of Duty doesn't have this problem because they're on a 3-year development cycle. There are 3 companies that produce Call of Duty now, and they have 3 years to work out all these problems, so what's the problem with Call of Duty being released every year? This is actually easier for me to explain with an example. Let's just pick one of the 3 companies and say Infinity Ward. Infinity Ward starts working on their game. They have their own ideas of what should be in the game and how it's going to look and what it's going to play like. The problem is that now they have to wait for Sledgehammer Games and then Treyarch to release their games. They don't know what from those games is going to work and what from those games is not going to work. A good development company is going to take aspects from either game that were great ideas and implement them into theirs. The problem is that you don't know what about the games are going to actually be good in the long run until late in that game's life cycle. Think of how many things were wrong with Black Ops 2 when it first came out and how many people hated it. I honestly feel like Infinity Ward took all of that into account when they were making Ghosts, and that's why Ghosts was the way it was. They just based Ghosts upon the fact that whenever Black Ops 2 came out, people didn't like the small maps, the time to kill was longer, there were just a lot of things that people were complaining about that wound up being Black Ops 2's best attributes in my opinion. I feel like Infinity Ward made Ghosts to try and be the opposite of Black Ops 2, and it wound up really extremely hurting them because in the end, most people wound up loving Black Ops 2, and it wound up being probably, in my opinion, the best Call of Duty there has ever been. But the way Infinity Ward saw it was all these people are complaining, so we really need to make the game as unlike Black Ops 2 as we possibly can. If more time had passed, and I do mean more time as in a few years, Infinity Ward could have seen how good of a game Black Ops 2 was and how much people enjoyed it, and we would have been fine. The people who played the game would have been fine. Activision may think they need to pump out a new Call of Duty to keep us happy. Actually, that's not the reason they do it for money, but in all reality, if a game is as good as Black Ops 2, we will continue to play it, as we have proven. If you get on Black Ops 2 and you look at the numbers of people playing it right now, there are still a lot of people playing it. I'm talking thousands and thousands of people still choosing to play this Call of Duty over any other Call of Duty currently out right now. Just release new DLC for it, release new maps, do things to keep the game fresh, and people will stay interested. Do you remember whenever Black Ops 2 released the new camos while Ghosts was out? That was awesome, and a lot of people bought it. I know I did. They just need to do more things like that in my opinion. Keep the game cycle alive longer. Put more into the game. Put time and effort into maintaining the game. That's the next thing on my list is, I feel like a lot of the developers are like, we only have to keep it alive for 1 year and then the next Call of Duty will be out, and so we don't really need to fix these problems because people will forget about it when the next one comes out in just a few months. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the bomb glitch in Ghosts. In Search and Destroy, a lot of the times whenever people were trying to defuse the bomb, they could not defuse the bomb. This wouldn't just happen in public matches, this would actually happen at the LANs that the professional players played at. So many restarts happened because of this. There were even a few games where this happened and it affected the outcome of the game. This went on for months, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it stayed a glitch until the end of the game. It may not even be fixed right now. If the game developers had to keep their game alive longer, things like this would be fixed. At least I hope it would, but I guess we'll never know at the rate things are going. Moving on to the next thing on my list, and this is one of the things that I would like probably the most out of everything that I've listed, is you could build a solid community around the game. This is something that Counter-Strike does extremely well. You can build applications and you can build social media around the game, and it will not change. Call of Duty has tried to do this multiple times. The one that comes to my mind is Call of Duty Elite that was released during Modern Warfare 3. It was their attempt at building some kind of social media and some kind of community around the game. You could do things like look up weapon statistics, track your KD ratio and your stats, you could set up a clan and play with your friends. And it was actually a pretty neat idea. It was really basic and you couldn't do much on it, but think of what that could have evolved into and think of what we could have done with it over the years. Basically what this whole commentary boils down to is I feel like every year Call of Duty developers try to reinvent the wheel instead of putting time into making sure the game plays right and things work correctly. A true beta could even help a lot of these issues, but they'll never do a beta because in order to do a true beta, you need to do it months and months before the game comes out. But they're not going to do a beta months and months before the game comes out, whenever that would mean that the new Call of Duty has only been out for a few months whenever you're going to do the beta. It's just all too much in too little of time. Anyway guys, this is bringing us to the end of the commentary. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you feel like if we had a good solid Call of Duty like CoD 4 or Black Ops 2 that you'd be able to play the game for years and years as long as they kept it fresh while they worked on a new game that was just as good? Or do you prefer having a new Call of Duty every year because you get sick of the old one and you don't care if it gets updated? Let me know. Also, don't forget to leave a rating. A like is always appreciated, but if not, as always, that's cool. And this has been Reckless, guys. If you can't take it easy, don't take it at all. Peace. Now, the next thing I did want to talk about is my channel and what I've been posting. Hopefully those of you who do watch my channel like the kind of content that I've been putting out.